Tonight, we introduce you to the new current thing that you'll be talking about for the next 24 hours until the next current thing we're currently workshopping behind closed doors. For the next 24 hours, you'll be expected to repeat the correct talking points regarding the current thing. So grab a pen and paper and repeat after me.
Thanks for watching Blimey Cow. This episode is sponsored by Anderson University and made possible by viewers like you.
This week, we had a thought that we could not quite shake. Everything everyone says is just a reaction to a narrative. Let me give you an example of what I mean.
Hey man, have you heard about what's going on in the country of Astoria?
No, what's going on?
Oh, well, I'm no expert, but I am gonna pretend to be one for the next 30 seconds. Here we go.
Oh, great. Now, maybe what's going on is as bad as they say. I don't know. I do know that corporations and governments have very little incentive to be honest with us about much of anything, though. Where's the money and power in that? The pressure to just accept the narrative and go along to get along is very strong.
Okay, so after that incredibly enlightening download of information, I have a very important question for you.
I think I know where you're going with this. And the answer is yes. Yes, I will be putting the Astoria emoji flag in my bio.
Oh, that's so brave.
But let's suppose you don't accept the narrative download. Let's suppose you decide to have a hot take. That's some dopamine right there. Here's my theory though. When you have a hot take about something, you're only hot taking about an issue that has been placed in front of you, begging for you to react to it. So there's still winning, because even if you're spending your time arguing against something, it's still time you're spending. You still lose. Let me give you another example. How many of you are like this? You hear about something going on in the news and you immediately start having a debate about it in your head. I think this, but the argument against it would be this. What would I say if someone asked me to state my opinion? How would I defend my position? You're constantly stressed out over a situation that has not even happened. All because you're worried you're gonna need a public reaction to whatever the random stupidity of the week is.
Hey, did you hear about what is going on in the country of Astoria now?
Yes, I did, in fact. And I would like to have a moment to collect my thoughts, as well as my notes. I just would really like to remain friends after this. I'm gonna tell you something now that I really want to sink in for you, okay? It's okay if you don't know what you think about something. It's okay. It's okay if you don't pick a side on the current thing. There will be just so many current things this year, this decade, this lifetime. Having to make sure you're right about all of them is physically and emotionally killing you. Yeah, I don't quite know what I think about that. Can you ask me again in like a couple days?
A couple days? That's like 3 current things from now. I need to know about the emoji and I need to know it now.
I'll post it, I'll do it. Some people say you have to engage with this stuff. You have to combat it. If you don't, they're just gonna take over. The world is a scary place and you can't be afraid to fight. Stand up, stand up. And I see the merits of that argument. I really do, okay? But I also I can't fight this feeling that every time I engage with whatever the new thing is, they're winning. I'm being manipulated. Now, what I'm saying is 100% true, but I'm still being manipulated. It's a catch-22. Regardless of my reaction or my opinion, they still win because I'm allowing them space in my brain. They're controlling where my thoughts lead. And why would I allow them space in my brain? What have the powers that be done to earn that?
Tonight, some are calling it the most dangerous moment in American history. Let's bring in one of our experts for more details.
Yeah, Bill, critics are calling it a watershed moment in the history of our country.
We've been hearing it's a terrifying precedent.
Well, experts are saying it could be the end of democracy as we know it.
Anonymous sources are declaring that it has all the hallmarks of the apocalypse. Studies have shown that we only have a few years left to reverse course.
It's sort of like how I feel when I hear people talking about the British royal family. You know, you could just stop talking about them and literally nothing would change. They could just go away and your life would be the exact same. So why do we respond to Harry's new book? Why? Apparently he just whined the whole time, Josh. That's what my sister told me. So why do we respond to what these talking heads are talking about? If you just completely unplugged and stopped watching the news, What's the worst that would happen? You'd have a few years of peace and quiet until the police showed up at your house and arrested you for something that you have completely no idea what it was or why they're mad at you. At least you had a few years of peace and quiet. They're gonna arrest you eventually anyways. Partially joking aside, I really believe that. I think somewhere deep down, we enjoy the drama. Even when we oppose the current thing, God help us, we love fighting. We love feeling superior. We love knocking down strawmen. It's our favorite pastime. So that's what they do. They set up these scarecrows and beg us not to knock them down. Much like a parent who's trying to manipulate their child to eat their vegetables.
Got you some cookies, son. Eat as many as you want, but don't eat these carrots. They're very unhealthy for you. If I come back and you've eaten those carrots, boy, you're gonna be in big trouble indeed.
If you're having the debate in your head, you've already accepted a lie. Your manipulative parent won. Well, actually, they lost because that kid will 100% launch a deconstruction podcast in 15 years. I can't think of a worse thing that could happen to a parent.
How old were you when you found out cookies were, in fact, not good for you?
There's a lot to unpack here, okay? Because what is good?
This is such an important conversation because I'd like to acknowledge my bias that I've always thought of cookies as a bad thing, but in your life, they were in fact good. And the carrots were bad.
Well, no, the carrots were good too because they were my rebellion against my dad, which was so necessary.
Let's back up and unpack that. Your dad was aware of your tendency towards rebellion and essentially gave you a safe space to rebel.
But at what cost? I gained 100 pounds.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, of course not.
So it was good.
Yes. Well, no, I still hate my father.
I don't even know what the conclusion of this video should be, but Josh, we need a positive spin. That's what people want. I don't know what final thought to leave you with, but maybe that's okay. Maybe that's the positive spin. I'm giving you brain space of your own. My overall point is that you don't need to have your mind made up about everything. It's okay to just quietly be unsure. I'm just happy thinking about that. You don't have to stress out about all this stuff. You're a human. You have a brain. Your brain should consider things. It shouldn't just have a set conclusion that it's filtering everything through all the time. That's what stupid people do. It really is. When you see people reacting to everything constantly, don't join them. Pity them. They're not happy. People who have an answer for everything usually know nothing. Sometimes using your brain means saying, I don't know. And I don't really care, to be honest. Now, guys, I need you to admit something to yourself. I need you to admit that you're excited about the idea of college, but you feel like college is gonna hate you. We're here to tell you that Anderson University in Anderson, Indiana gets it. Anderson is a faith-based school that has a small feel. We're talking classes where your professors know your name. They have a ton of general and specialized degrees, and they're well known for their nursing program. They're experts in RN to BSN programs and have openings right now. Plus, if you're into sports like me, they're recruiting big time right now for their sports programs, male and female, for freshmen and transfer students. AU feels like a family. Now look, I started college going to a school that ultimately didn't really fit me, so I transferred and finished out my degree at a small Christian school instead. If I was gonna spend every day somewhere, I wanted it to be a place that felt like a community, like a real family for me. AU offers scholarships to students who attended a Christian high school, so you should definitely get in touch. If you want to see a video that we shot with more info about the school, click the link in the description. AU is looking for students like you. Don't miss the boat on college because you think college doesn't fit you anymore. AU fits. If you want to get all the info, go to the link in the description to get started. Again, click the link in the description to get started.
Hey son, what do you want for dinner?
Oh, nothing much from you except a new microphone so that I can make a podcast deconstructing what you've done to me.
No.
Oh, you're gonna regret everything.
No, please don't start a podcast. I don't want to explain that to my friends.
I've already started it.
No!
On my iPhone.
No!
And let me tell you, doesn't sound too great. And so I need some money to buy a microphone.
I am not buying you anything
If you
for our
don't,
deconstruction
if you
podcast.
don't, I will never speak to you again.
You know, podcast microphones are very healthy for unhealthy.
Are they?
Which one will make you not eat it?